did not take long for Indiana Fever guard Caitlin Clark to understand what she lacked last season under coach Christy Sides, after acquiring a new coach. Under Sides, the 2024 WNBA Rookie of the Year guided the Fever to the WNBA playoffs as the number 6 seed with a 20-20 overall record. They faced a seasoned Connecticut Sun team and were defeated in a 2-0 sweep in the first round of the playoffs. Sides was dismissed a little over a month later on October 27. Clark received a new coach 5 days later when Indiana announced the appointment of Stephanie White, who was the head coach of the Sun in 2024. Clark would soon observe the strategic approach that enabled White to outmaneuver Sides' team in the playoffs. "I mentioned to Stephanie, Caitlin truly appreciated your game plan," said Sean Gregory, senior sports correspondent for Time magazine. Gregory authored Time's 2024 Athlete of the Year feature on the WNBA superstar. He recounted his experience at a Fever shoot-around on the Sports Media Podcast with Richard Deitch while reflecting on writing the Time cover story. Throughout the season, Clark and Sides were seen having evident disagreements that indicated they were not aligned in their approach. Clark voiced her thoughts on Sides' dismissal in Gregory's Time article, directly addressing external speculation, suggesting she influenced Indiana's decision to let go of the coach. "I'm actually not the general manager of the team," Clark stated. Based on Clark's stark evaluation of Sides' game plans, the problems with the former coach might have been clearer than fans understood. The reason behind Sides' firing is no longer relevant with White back in charge. The 47-year-old is strategizing to lead the Fever back to success and maximize Clark's abilities. White served as an assistant coach in Indiana when the franchise secured its first WNBA title in 2012. She was previously the head coach of the Fever for 2 seasons, taking the team to the WNBA Finals in 2015 and achieving another postseason appearance in 2016. The Fever did not reach the playoffs again until 2024. Caitlin Clark's former teammate, Gabby Marshall, has suggested that the Indiana Fever star may have a promising future in modeling. The 22-year-old basketball star has seen her career rise dramatically over the past year after being selected by the Fever as the first overall pick of the 2024 WNBA draft. After 4 successful years with the Iowa Hawkeyes in college, Clark signed a rookie contract with the WNBA team in March and quickly established herself through her exceptional mindset and outstanding performances on the court. The young athlete broke multiple WNBA records, including becoming the fastest player to reach 100 three-pointers, achieving the most assists in a season, and scoring the most points by a rookie in a season, while leading the Fever to their first playoff appearance in 8 years. For her accomplishments, she was awarded the WNBA's Rookie of the Year, earning 66 of the 67 total votes for the honor. In addition to being named a WNBA All-Star, making the All-WNBA first team, and securing a place on the WNBA All-Rookie team, Clark had an exceptional personal season. While it may be premature for the Iowa native to consider alternative career paths at this moment, given her impressive achievements in such a brief period, former Hawkeyes teammate Marshall believes Clark could excel in the modeling industry, as reported by the Irish Star. Clark, honored as Time's Athlete of the Year, generated a wave of admiration on Instagram after appearing on the iconic cover in monochrome attire, featuring a white vest and basketball. Her 3 million followers inundated her with praise, including a humorous suggestion from Marshall. "Maybe it's time to get into modeling?" accompanied by a winking emoji. The accolades continued, with the official Barbie account responding with a confident, "Rightly so," while American athlete Anna Hall expressed, "Well deserved." Basketball star Hannah Stilka remarked, "Okay, it's giving face and body," while Nike commented, "No time wasted." This surge of recognition followed Clark's golfing achievement last month at the 2024 Annika LPGA Pro-Am, where she collaborated with Nelly Korda and Annika Sorenstam. Meanwhile, fans are eagerly anticipating the 2025 WNBA season to see what happens for Clark under the new direction of Fever legend Stephanie White, the franchise's newly appointed head coach succeeding Christy Sides. Caitlin Clark, fresh from her record-setting 2024, in which she led Iowa to a national championship game and the Indiana Fever to the WNBA playoffs, was named Time's Athlete of the Year. However, some individuals in the WNBA expressed dissatisfaction with this recognition. Washington Mystics owner Sheila Johnson appeared on CNN earlier this week. Johnson seemed displeased by Clark's honor, asserting that instead, the entire WNBA should have been featured on the cover. The logistics of this are unclear, as Johnson believes that Clark deserves only a small share of the credit for the WNBA's rise in popularity this year. "It has taken the WNBA nearly 28 years to reach our current position," Johnson said. "This year, something aligned for the WNBA, largely due to the draft and the incoming players. It's not just Caitlin Clark, it's Angel Reese. We have a wealth of talent that has gone unrecognized, and it cannot be attributed to any single player. It relates to how the media addresses race. I feel truly saddened because I've witnessed many players of color who are equally talented, yet have not received the acknowledgement they deserve. And I believe the time for that to change is now." Johnson, owner of the Washington Mystics, believes the WNBA should have been recognized as the League of the Year. When you read Time magazine, where Caitlin Clark was named Athlete of the Year, why couldn't the entire WNBA have been featured on that cover with the headline, "The WNBA is the League of the Year," acknowledging all the talent we possess? Caitlin Clark's fans have justifiably voiced their frustration on social media. Clark's younger brother, Colin, conveyed a clear message on X, formerly known as Twitter. Colin shared a story highlighting how the Washington Mystics, who play in a 4,000-seat arena, relocated their 2 home games against the Indiana Fever to the Capital One Arena, home of the Washington Wizards. The 2 games against the Fever represented 31% of the team's home attendance for the season. It appears Clark may be a significant factor in that. "I feel that I've consistently maintained a good perspective on all that has transpired in my life, whether positive or negative. And of course, moving to the WNBA. As I mentioned, I believe I've earned everything that has come my way throughout my career," Clark stated. "But I've also been a fan of this league since a very young age. My favorite player was Maya Moore. I understand what this league represents. It has existed for over 25 years, and I recognize there are numerous outstanding Black women who have been part of this league, and continuously supporting them is essential, and that's something I'm very mindful of." Chris Evert has come forward to support Caitlin Clark following the comments from the owner of the Washington Mystics that downplayed her influence on the WNBA, as the 22-year-old Indiana Fever star is honored as Time Athlete of the Year. After graduating from the NCAA as the overall first pick of the 2024 draft, Clark has made a significant impact in professional basketball and was ultimately named Rookie of the Year after averaging an impressive 19, 2 points, 8, 4 assists, and 7 rebounds per game. Additionally, attendance rose by 48% from 2023 as the Fever began selling out Gainbridge Fieldhouse and venues nationwide, as fans wanted to see the emerging star. However, Sheila Johnson, at 75 years old, indicated that it was the broader draft class rather than solely Clark, emphasizing another skilled player, Angel Reese, who received the only other vote in the WNBA Rookie of the Year race. Johnson has faced criticism for her remarks, and now Chris Evert, the former world number 1 in tennis, has joined in to support the recognition of the 22-year-old as Athlete of the Year. Clark's rising popularity and the WNBA's decision to feature her as the league's face is quite evident from a commercial perspective, given the attention she has garnered from her time with the Iowa Hawkeyes to the Indiana Fever. Nonetheless, there are strong suggestions that her popularity is largely attributed to her being white. Some argue that the excitement surrounding her is no more justified than that of Reese or Aja Wilson, and this is a sentiment that Johnson seems to endorse. "Well, I want to be very diplomatic about this," Johnson told CNN. "It's just the way the media portrays race. I'm going to be very honest. I feel very bad because I've seen numerous players of color who are just as talented, and they have not received the recognition they deserve. I believe it is time for that to change." Why couldn't they have featured the entire WNBA on the cover and declared, "The WNBA is the League of the Year due to the immense talent we possess"? Caitlin Clark demonstrated her resilience this week, moving past the commotion arising from her interview with Time magazine to enjoy the thrilling atmosphere of college basketball. The WNBA star was recently named Time's 2024 Athlete of the Year in recognition of her remarkable breakout season that broke multiple records. At just 22 years old, Clark has encountered significant criticism following her comments on white privilege during her interview, where she acknowledged both the obstacles and increased attention around her entry into the league. Determined to not let the controversy overshadow her achievements, Clark was seen enjoying a game with ally and star Tyrese Halliburton as the Wisconsin men's basketball team faced off against Butler. The trio, which includes Halliburton's girlfriend, has developed a close friendship since Clark's relocation to Indianapolis earlier this year, and they seem to genuinely enjoy each other's company while engaged in animated conversation from a plush box with reserved seating. The acknowledgement of Time's Athlete of the Year was a crucial achievement, prompting Clark to participate in a comprehensive interview that highlighted various aspects of her ascent to prominence, particularly the influence of race in her path. Clark openly expressed that the WNBA is founded on Black talent and recognized the presence of white privilege, comments that sparked significant backlash online from prominent individuals, including Outkick founder Clay Travis and media figure Dave Portnoy. Even Jason Whitlock, who had once been an ally, could not hold back his feelings, stating that her remarks moved him to tears, while conservative activist Riley Gaines also contributed to the heated discussion. In an unexpected turn, Sheila Johnson, owner of the Washington Mystics, openly rebuked Clark, claiming that her Time Award should have encompassed more than simply the Rookie of the Year race. In the midst of the turmoil, Clark found herself maneuvering through a complicated environment of race and competition during her rookie season, encountering allegations of envy and harassment from her colleagues. Despite the turmoil surrounding her, Clark's influence has only grown, having enhanced the visibility of the WNBA since her arrival. Her impact resulted in a significant increase in viewership and attendance. Her performances on the court were truly spectacular, aiding her in breaking long-standing records and earning herself honors, including a place among the top 4 for MVP voting. Before her professional debut, Clark amassed a substantial following with the Iowa Hawkeyes, leading the team to consecutive championship games, though she ended as the runner-up in both instances. She was the first overall pick in the WNBA draft and has since led the Indiana Fever to their first playoff appearance since 2016, securing the Rookie of the Year accolade along the way.